Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dhammam.
The danger at a city centre, a Buddhist centre in a city, is it can be a once a week night out, and here you got a whole week, so it becomes much more, it seeps more into your life, and something builds because of that 7 days of being here full time.
You can just see, in a way, this retreat becomes a wee bit of a core that other men in Scotland can start to plug into. There's already a network of relationships there that makes it much easier to come in. So, I mean, it definitely does a job, and particularly, I think, in creating community between men who are practicing seriously in Scotland.
I just think it's extremely powerful when we've got so many men. There's 19 of us here, and it's really good to be sitting with such a large group of men just talking about peace and friendship, and there's no hierarchical structure as such. We're just a group of men unified in the one thing, and that's just a quest for to change ourselves and try and get rid of all the fetters and baggage that we've built up over the years.
In his wee pamphlet on Going for Refuge, Bhante tries to sort of reconcile different traditional languages for what you're trying to do in spiritual practice. And I wanted just to sort of touch on some of those, because what he says about them is they sort of draw out elements that are implicit within Going for Refuge and make them a bit more explicit.
And of course, like since 2009, when you had the What is the Western Buddhist Order paper, Bhante talked about it as, like he says, in some ways a refounding of the order. And they've been coming thick and fast ever since. So in the last, 4 years, we've had that paper, Revering and Relying on the Dharma, Reimagining the Buddha, Initiation into a New Life, and the suprapersonal force. And I thought it would be interesting just to come back to the fundamentals of Going for Refuge. But for example, looking at Going for Refuge and the Buddha in the light of what really is quite a radical paper of reimagining the Buddha, how does that change how we would think about going for refuge to the Buddha?
Yeah, we're making all of it quite a very basic level, even below the intentional level. We're making up the world. But 3 years ago, I remember I had the cataract operations on my eyes, and before that, things were getting quite gravy stained. The art critic, he's now a filmmaker, and he makes documentaries for TV, Janicek, he was doing this series on the Impressionists, and he got out the camera lens and did it up like Monet would have seen at the end of his life, and it was all brown gravy. And I went, ah! That's what I was looking through. Only, what you're doing is looking at the telly with a gravy colour on it. When it's the whole view, it's everything, you don't know.
Dhanakosa is a very beautiful place, and it's a very spiritual place. I've been here 2 or 3 times over the years on Sangha retreats, and I also did a solitary retreat here at Dhanakosa, and it's in such a beautiful setting. We've got the mountains on either side of the loch. It's a very narrow loch foil, and there's lots of opportunities even when you're on retreat to find your own space. You can go for a walk along the road by the loch side, or you can go up into the hills.
So we've been spending a lot of time over the week looking in particular at the going for refuge and prostration practice. But just looking at, first of all, what is it that you're doing in a practice where you're looking at that kind of relationship, that reflection on the Buddha, the nature of the Buddha's experience.
Guru Padma Siddhi Om. Om Ahom Vajraguru 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 Padma Siddhi Om.
It's a group of men who on the whole, know each other pretty well. You've got people who've been in classes together, you've got people now who've been going for refuge groups together. But they don't get to spend that much time around each other. So having people who've been different going for refuge groups, people who come to the centre on different nights. We were talking about the stage of integration, and it's interesting, Bhante explicitly talks about nature as one of the areas for mindfulness. Suryavansa had us doing this little exercise where you had to call to mind an experience of beauty, and with the exception of one person in the group who had been to see Don Giovanni, everybody else I think had an instance of the Scottish landscape as their most intense experience of beauty, and practicing somewhere, this sort of, in a way, unassumingly beautiful and elemental is fantastic.
Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om. Om Ahom 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 Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om.
fantastic.